Hello, hello. Let's see if this works. Hold on a second. Need to go on my phone to check the chat. If I can open this. Hold on just a second. If anyone's here, I'm just trying to open the chat on my phone. For some reason, I'm not managing to do that. I don't know why. Sorry. I don't really stream often, so the last time I streamed, it was unfortunately Veilguard. I just can't tell whether I am actually live or if I'm not yet live, because it says that I should be live. It says I should be live, only on my hold on. I'll try to do something smart in YouTube if I can figure out how to change my account. Sorry, I had to go away for a moment. My cat was screaming at me. Okay, how do I change my account? Settings? So I remember I was able to switch my accounts before. On. Switch account, okay. Hold on. Well, it seems 0 viewers so far, so I think that's why I'm trying to figure out whether I am actually live or not. Am I live? Can I... Hold on. I'm gonna listen to my stream real quick. Alright, I think... Hello. Hello, the real one. I have managed to just get into my chat on the phone. So that should be okay. I hope you can hear me just fine. I put the game on quite a low volume because otherwise I wouldn't be able to focus very well. And I also want you to be able to hear my voice, and I don't talk very loudly. I'm not going to talk very loudly because my partner is going to sleep. But I hope you can hear me. And since we have a viewer, let's go. Let's check out Oblivion, the remastered version. Start a new game. Yes. Let's see this cutscene.
I was born 87 years ago. For 65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams. I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see. Behold, in darkness, a doom sweeps the land.
It looks really cool so far. We saw a little bit of this in the Bethesda video. I don't know if you guys watched it.
This is the 27th of last seed, the year of Akatosh 433. These are the closing days of the Third Era and the final hours of my life.
Hold on, was Sir Patrick Stewart Tiber Septim? Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's the same voice, sure, that the original Emperor had. Sorry, if the game volume is too low, I'll turn it a little bit higher, if you'd like, after this cutscene. I wonder if the Imperial City looks as good as it looks in this scene, or it's not gonna look as great in the actual game. Oh, that's a cool. That's really cool the way they did it, the way that the way it looks now. Oh wow, look at these loading screens. Man, I actually wish that the loading screen took longer because I found that like I was genuinely enjoying it. Hold on, let me just turn just slightly higher the sound of the game so that you can hear it. I think this should be okay. All right. Wow. Hold on, there's like two different origins that you can choose from for your race. Hold on. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Argonians. I do think they still look a little bit goofy, and I think that's a good thing. I want these characters to look goofy. So we can be so reptilian race. Okay, I'm gonna read it out for you. This reptilian race, well suited for the treacherous swamps of its homeland, has developed natural immunities to poisons. They can breathe underwater and are good at picking locks. So these are the three important things that Argonians get: immunity to poison, breathing underwater, and lockpicking for some reason. I guess lockpicking maybe because of the claws. Maybe they can use their claws as lockpicks. It's an interesting thing for sure. And then we have origin, either Arnesia, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce these, or Thornmarsh. If we're from Arnesia, you hail from Arnesia, well, where the slavers of Morrowind are still active. The hide and seek every time there was a raid made you extremely quick and nimble. I'm assuming we're gonna, hold on, let me check out the overview. So, right, so here, this is where you can see, wow, this looks really cool, by the way. They did a great job at this character creator. Already, I can tell they kept the spirit of Oblivion, but they made it so much better in terms of like figuring out what things mean. So increased speed if you're from Arnesia, and if you're from Thornmarsh, your birth region is called the Jewel of the East, but behind the nickname lies a darker reality. You dabbled in magic just to survive, and your quick wits allowed you to live until this day. So do we get a starting spell or a higher starting level in some kind of magic? Increased intelligence, okay, which obviously helps with magic. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Let's check the next ones. The Bretons. These are usually my race of choice because I really like using magic. In addition to their quick and perceptive grasp of spellcraft, even the humblest of Bretons can boast a resistance to magical energies. They are particularly skilled at summoning and healing magic. And your origins can be High Rock or Sistress. High Rock, being from High Rock, you were raised in the homeland of the Bretons. Going through all the great cities of the province made you quick on your feet, so this also increases your speed. Is this origin really going to be the same thing for everyone, or not? No, I don't think so. Sistress, as a child, you were always spending time on the docks of one of the islands, gaining some money by helping merchants carrying their goods and learning from their adventures, so your mercantile skills improved? No. Higher strength because you carried goods from the merchants. That is a choice. I'm not sure that I agree with that choice. I don't think Bretons are particularly strong. I would have loved to see mercantile. If you were, if you spent time dealing with merchants, I would have loved to see mercantile here, but, Dark Elves, Dunmer. The Dark Elves are noted for their skilled and balanced integration of the sword, the bow, and destruction magic. They are resistant to fire and can summon an ancestral ghost for aid. And if you're from Vardenfell, you're a true child of Vardenfell. Amongst the volcanic wasteland, you were taught that resilience is the greatest of all Dunmer quality. And you have improved endurance, which is quite nice. And if you're from the mainland, you grew amongst all kind of traders. You learned all there was to know about negotiations and how you can make people react the way you need them to. And I'm assuming this is going to be personality. Okay, wonderful. I really like the Dark Elves. Frankly, you know, maybe we're going to go Dark Elf. I don't actually know what I'm going to pick. High Elf, also known as Altmer in their homeland of Somerset Isle. The High Elves are exceptionally gifted in the arcane arts. They also boast resistance to illness. However, they are also somewhat vulnerable to fire, frost, and shock. True. Somerset Isle, you grew up among the great towers of Alinor that nearly touched the sky. You spent countless hours climbing and navigating the sunlit streets of the Somerset capital. That means enhanced speed. Wow, a lot of the races get enhanced speed as one of the origin traits, and I can't say I'm happy about it because I would really rather everyone gets something unique to the race, not like, oh yeah, 3 of them get enhanced speed as one of the origin traits, but that can easily be fixed by mods, I'm sure. And if you're from Oregon, born on the island of Oregon, you were proud to live on the first island of the Somersets. There you spent countless hours swimming in the pristine waters, so you get endurance. Again, you're getting endurance just like how the Dark Elves can get endurance, and I'm not really sure why as a High Elf, if you choose a High Elf, generally speaking, you're going to go for a Spellcaster. I'm not really sure why you would care that much about endurance. You know what I mean? Hey, let's see, the Imperials. Wow, that kind of looks like Todd Howard a bit, doesn't it? Anyway, natives of the civilized cosmopolitan province of Cyrodiil, they have proved to be shrewd diplomats and traders. They are skilled with heavy armor and in the social skills and tend to favor the warrior classes. And you can be from Colovia or Nibelheim. If you're from Nibelheim, you are a true Imperial, born into the heart of the Empire. The number of cities and their size led you to travel hastily. You get a speed bonus. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I don't agree with that. Already, I'm sorry. I know it's a nitpick, but for me, if you're gonna give me an origin, I really want to feel like it's significant and it feels really relevant to the kind of race and culture of those types of people. And like I just feel like the speed and endurance kinds of things are like, well, okay, but anyone out of these races could have been traveling with some merchants or, you know, running around in the forests or whatever and have increased speed or endurance. That doesn't really tell me something special about these people. Colovia inhabitants such as yourself are known for their autonomy, including toward the rest of the empire. You inherited the willful... There's a your there, that's a spelling error. It's supposed to be you. You inherited the willfulness of your forebears. Now see, augmented willpower, I think, makes sense. This makes sense for an Imperial, I think. Willpower sounds good. Wouldn't say same thing with like speed. You know, like I'd like to see speed. The Argonians kind of running away from slavers and trying to hide. That would make sense. Obviously, they could also have increased like stealth, maybe, if not speed. But yeah, Khajiit, hailing from the province of Elsewhere, they are intelligent, quick, and agile. They make excellent thieves due to their natural agility and unmatched acrobatic skill, and all Khajiit can see in the dark. And you can be from Anaquina or Palatine. If you're from Palatine, your parents lived in Palatine and your childhood memories are filled playing and running around in the jungles or the pristine beaches. Is this going to be increased speed? Improve endurance, because you ran around for a long time in the forest. Yeah. Anaquina, the harsh region where you lived and trained, hardened your body and taught you how to defend yourself with your bare fists or any weapon you could find, which just means higher strength. Okay, yeah, this one I don't mind as much, although I'm not necessarily sure that I would have chosen the endurance for this, but I guess if they're already quick and agile, they might already be faster than other races and didn't want to give them a double speed buff. Moving on to the Nord. Citizens of Skyrim, they are a tall and fair-haired people. Strong and hardy, Nords are famous for their resistance to cold. They are highly talented warriors. Yeah, they're very boring. Eastern or Western, either due to extreme snowstorms, the College of Mages, or simply stubbornness, the people of Eastern Skyrim, such as you, are known for their tenacity and resourcefulness, which is willpower. Okay, yeah, that makes sense for a Nord, absolutely. You lived in the west of Skyrim, a rugged environment filled with rough terrain and dangerous beasts. You are prepared to survive in even the most challenging climates, which I imagine will be endurance. Yeah, okay. Willpower and endurance make sense for Nords, but then I wouldn't give the other people willpower and endurance, or I would try to stay away from giving it to everyone. Orcs. The people of the Rothgarian and Dragontail Mountains, Orcish armorers are prized for their craftsmanship. Orc troops in heavy armor are among the finest in the Empire and are fearsome when using their Berserker Rage. Now, see, it's kind of interesting. They're saying Orcish armorers and then craftsmanship. Those are bolded, but then heavy armor isn't bolded. But I'm fairly certain that should probably be a skill that orcs get a bonus towards. And of course, they have their Berserker Rage, which is really cool. Okay, and the origin can be either from a stronghold or from Orsinium. If you're from a stronghold, your fate was decided when you were born. As a member of a stronghold, you would serve your chieftain with honor and you would make the orcs proud. Your charisma and resilience were honed for when you'd serve. And that means you have augmented willpower? It says charisma and resilience, and then you have augmented willpower. I'm not sure I understand. This is not very well. This doesn't really tell me that I'm gonna see willpower there. Charisma tells me personality, and resilience tells me endurance. And then if you go into the overview, it gives you willpower. So I'm not sure. This mental resilience, yes. If you told me mental resilience, I would get it, but just resilience, especially in combination with orcs, makes me think of endurance rather than willpower. And if you're from Orsinium, you are proud to have been raised at Orsinium, where you train to be as versatile a warrior as possible. As such, you are better with magic than most other orcs. So because you are versatile, you have increased intelligence. So you could do an interesting kind of slightly more mage-focused orc, maybe like a spellblade or something like that. That's kind of interesting. This is a very interesting thing. The Orsinium orc is a very interesting one. Okay, moving on to Redguards, the most naturally talented warriors in Tamriel. In addition to their cultural affinities for many weapon and armor styles, they also have a hardy constitution and a natural resistance to disease and poison. See, they could have made this button bigger. If this is longer, that's really distracting that this is scrolling here. I don't like that. So if you're from Alikr, I don't know how to pronounce. I always pronounce it Alikr, so I don't really know how you're supposed to... Oh, it was Alakir. I remember now. Alakir Desert. It doesn't make any sense to me from the way that it's written, but it's Alakir Desert. As a child in the sands of the Alakir Desert, your education revolved around martial might. You are a prime example of why Redguards are the best warriors, so you have improved personality. I'm getting the feeling maybe some of these things weren't tested properly, because I don't think that your personality being better means you are a prime example why you're a warrior. I just don't think that makes sense. Oh no. These are... Oh no. These... Oh my god, who tested this game? I literally just looked through these and I already found a bug where these two bonuses are switched. The one from Alakir Desert is supposed to be the one that increases your strength, and the one from Dragontail Mountains is the one that's supposed to increase your personality. And they're switched. No, yeah, no, they're switched. It's a bug. It's just a bug. It's this is supposed to be the bonus that you get. Because see, in this one, in the Dragontail Mountains, it says your uprising under the shadow of the mountain peaks was a happy one. Immersed in Redguard customs, you developed charm, wit, and the ability to turn a conversation around. So the Dragontail Mountain one is supposed to be the one that gives personality. Alakir Desert is supposed to be the one that gives you strength. Wow. I'm sorry. I don't know who tested this game, but by God, if I'm already finding bugs, and these are like very simple bugs, especially the beginning of a game should be tested the most thoroughly, because that's the first thing that people are going to see, that players are going to see. You want to leave a good impression. I'm not getting a good impression out of some of these things, I'm not. Yeah. Okay, finally, let's get to Wood Elves, and then we can move on to the rest of the character creator, because I'm spending a lot of time here. I know I am, but, well, I like to be thorough, and, I want to make a video anyway about my thoughts later, so it's good to have a lot of footage of me looking through these things. So, Wood Elves, the clanfolk of the western Valenwood forests, also known as Bosmer. Wood Elves are nimble and quick, making them good scouts and thieves, and there are no finer archers in all of Tamriel. Their ability to command simple creatures is well known. And then you can be from Grotwood. Um, you spend your childhood you spent your childhood in Grochtwood, near the region devastated by Moloch Baal. The foul energies still linger there, and your resilience grew amidst the danger. This be endurance again? Well, wow, it's so interesting. Reaper's March. The border region that saw you grow is plagued by anger and resentment after centuries of war. You quickly learned how to soothe people and avoid unnecessary conflict, so this would be personality. Okay, see, Reaper's March makes more sense. This was like, okay, everyone's getting endurance. Like, there's so many different races that are getting endurance. Um, so an orc from Orsinium with intelligence would be kind of cool. Um, there, I am kind of interested in a mainland Dunmer, with good personality, because frankly, mm, so like the Dunmer are cool. The orc with the interesting intelligence. I think we're gonna go with a mainland Dunmer because I do like to use my, I do like to talk to people a lot in games. Um, I might randomize the appearance a few. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm getting the feeling we're getting a lot of. Let's go quite young. I'm wondering if you do get older as the game goes on. That was a thing happening in Oblivion. If you press F, it tells you the amount you're getting. So if I go here and in the overview, oh, wow, thank you. I didn't notice that button. I'm assuming that was that. Yeah, that showed up. Open stats and close stats. So you have reduced willpower and endurance, and I'm not really sure why Dark Elves have reduced willpower and endurance, because it doesn't say anything about that in there. And you have some bonuses to Blade and Blunt, because I don't understand the bonus to Blunt. Maybe that's something that I get to choose later. Well, this is very interesting, and I will definitely check this particular stats screen more for each race and origin later on. But I do honestly just want to get into the game. So I'm not gonna spend a lot of time in the character creator. I don't care that much. Let's make it really angry. Let's make it really angry. Yeah, maybe not that angry. Just yeah, like that. Uh, yeah, we want some good cheekbones. Want to look. Honestly, he kind of looks like Voldemort right now. I don't know what I did, but he kind of looks like Voldemort already. We should get like a pointy chin, like yeah. Um, Honestly, I think we're okay. I like this character. This is good. Um, for Harry, we have a bunch of options. There are not many options. I think that they mostly kept a lot of the original options kind of there. Um, let's see. Well, I do kind of like this, frankly, for so we can make it taller or shorter. I think we'll make it short, just like a nice short one. Can I change the? Oh yeah, I can change the color. Sorry. Wow. Yeah, I just want to choose a very nice, simple... Is that not black? Am I, like... Am I, like, missing something? Did I choose brown and I can't... Because this looks like black to me. Yeah, I was on facial hair, but then I went back to hair. And I'm trying to choose different options here. But brown is the darkest that it gets, dark brown. Like I can make my hair blue, but I can't make it black. That seems like a bug once again. I'm gonna go with this weird kind of gray. Let's just go with that. All right, facial hair. We have to get one of these pointy beards for for our guy here. Okay, wonderful. I am going to name him something. He is going to be named Celovus. There we go. That's what I'm naming him. I don't know what he's gonna be. I don't know what we're gonna do with him. We're gonna figure it out. Yes. Do we get to also choose a class? Like, do we also get to make a class later on? Wow, I am moving very fast. I'm gonna, like,
hey there.
just walk.
You, kinsman. I haven't seen another Dunmer in
Oh
here,
god,
and
I
I don't
forgot
know
about
how
this
long.
guy.
Where you from, huh? Vardenfell? You got a wife back home? Tell you what, I'm getting out of here in a couple of weeks. When I get back to Morrowind, I'll look her up.
Oh, you had the same
She
issue
must
with
be
the
so
Argonian skin,
lonely.
where the
Don't
colors
you
didn't
worry,
match up.
eh? I'll take care
Well,
of her long after you're dead.
I mean, look.
Oh, that's right. You're going to die in
Look,
here.
I was expecting
Hey,
Bethesda
you hear that?
games to
The
be
gods are coming for you.
because they always are. But I have to say that I wasn't really expecting to see these kinds of bugs in the character creator. Because generally speaking, the character creator was pretty okay in games like in terms of bugs like that. Like
What's this
you
prisoner
choosing
doing
a certain
here?
race
This cell
and
is
getting
supposed to
something
be off
else, or you
limits.
choosing a certain color and getting something
Usual
else.
mix up at the watch.
I don't
Never
get
mind.
it.
Get that gate open. Stand back, prisoner. We won't hesitate to kill you if you get in our way.
No sign of pursuit, sir. Stay put, prisoner.
Good. Let's go. We're not out of this yet.
You. I've seen you.
Is it gonna do the zoom in? Is it gonna do the zoom
Let
in?
me see your
Okay,
face.
it didn't do the zoom
You
in.
are the one from my dreams. Then the stars were right. And this is the day. Gods give me strength.
What's going on?
Assassins attacked my sons, and I am next. My blades are leading me out of the city along a secret escape route. By chance, the entrance to that escape route leads through your cell. Perhaps the gods have placed you here so that we may meet. As for what you have done, it does not matter. That is not what you will be remembered for.
I hope you can't hear that through my microphone, but my computer kind of sounds like it's lifting off, like it's a rocket lifting off.
I am your emperor.
I don't really know what's going
Uriel
on.
Septim. By the grace of the gods, I serve Tamriel as her ruler. You are a citizen of Tamriel, and you too shall serve her in your own way.
I'm kind of concerned about my
So do we all. But what path
computer
can be
doing
avoided
this noise.
whose end is fixed by the almighty gods?
It was okay until
Please,
now.
sire, we must keep moving.
I'm not sure if it was the conversation with the Emperor or if it's entering the actual world, but
Better not close this one. There's no way to open it from the other side.
hold on, my
This
computer's
doesn't concern.
my computer's a bit upset, so hold on a second. I am going to try to change the graphics settings a little bit. I'm not really sure what to turn off. DLSS is... Let's try performance mode for DLSS. I'm not really sure. I haven't really used DLSS normally speaking, but because I can also... I think I'm going to turn off this upscaling thing, because I don't actually know. And we'll go with this. Sorry, you know,
You prisoner.
I have to figure stuff. Okay,
Looks
my
like
computer
this is your
stopped
lucky
screaming
day.
at me, so I think
Just
this is
stay
alright.
out of our way.
Wow, you know, I kind of like this. This is something new that I don't remember having in any of the Elder Scrolls before, but like this little highlighting thing when you are looking at an item. It's kind of cool to be able to see it. Okay, I think, man, but I don't want to sprint. This is like, this movement speed is like really fast. Why am I moving so fast? Right? Like this is way too... What is going on? It is so floaty. Like I don't want to move this fast, but I also don't want to walk like this, you know, everywhere. I guess I'm just gonna be walking for a bit. I'm sorry, because this running speed is like so fast. Maybe they're gonna... This is just like in the tutorial area, you run this fast, and then when you're out in the world, your speed is gonna be turned back down. Wow, this is like super fast. I'm not used to running like this. Unless I have like super high
Close up left. Protect the Emperor.
speed.
The captain's down.
Protect yourself.
With what do you want me to protect myself? I have nothing.
Are you all right, sire? We're clear for now.
Captain Reno?
She's dead. Sorry, sire, but we
I'm kind of
have to
wondering
keep
if I can find...
Stand aside, prisoner.
I'm not doing anything,
Could they
man.
be waiting for us here?
I'm kind of
Oh,
wondering
no,
if I
it's
can
too late to go
find
back
little
now.
nooks and
Don't
crannies
worry, sire.
with
We will get you out of here.
the stuff.
They won't be the first to underestimate
So,
the blades.
can I actually take stuff from Captain Reno? I don't remember being able
I'll
to take stuff from
point.
her before.
Let's move.
Hold on.
You stay here, prisoner. Don't try to follow us.
Okay, my computer is still upset. Hold on. Hold on, I have to turn off some more stuff. Okay, shadows, I don't really care about shadows. Okay, let's take a look at this screen. Now, this I think is very cool, because check this out. Oh, whoa! What is this furry rat? Hold on. Sorry, there's another rat I have to take care of. Okay, I did not want to fight right now. I wanted to check this out. So, like, if I press escape, the really cool thing is it takes you right to system. Unfortunately, it takes you right to the last place where you were. It doesn't take you to the save and load place. I would really appreciate if that's where it took me every time I pressed escape. But I assume all of these things have a button because, like, I pressed... so T is this, tab is your journal. Okay. And you can also press Q and E to change menus, of course. Tab just takes you to the character screen, which I guess... Hold on. Why did it take me to the character screen? Because I would expect the tab to take me to my journal, which is this, the quests. Right? It took me... Hold on. Yeah, so to bring up your journal, press tab, but it takes me to my character screen. that's something. Yeah. Oh, so okay. So we do at the end of this, or at some point, we're gonna be able to choose our burst sign and class. So we have these, and we can see our magical health and fatigue. We have our attributes. We have our minor skills, and well, for now, all of the skills are minor, but we're gonna have major skills as well. Factions. This is where our factions are gonna show up, and other details. Various details about our stuff. Jokes told. Disease contracted. Okay, cool stuff. I wanted to check my inventory. Sorry, that's what I actually wanted, because I wanted to see show details. Whoa, whoa, this is cool. Hold on. So I can see, I can look to see that I'm like a novice in the blade skill, and I can see kind of what the blade looks like. Like that is really cool that you have this preview, because like maybe some other people are not necessarily that interested in how certain things look like, but I do like to make my character look in a certain way based on the character that I'm playing. So I really appreciate being able to like preview the things, these items in my inventory to see what they look like. Um, because like that's also something that obviously you can do in Skyrim, but you can't do it in there. Sorry, I pressed E by accident. I mean, okay, I'll be honest, this guy looks kind of cool with the Mythic Dawn robes. I wanted to see if these have any stats associated with them. They don't seem to. They don't seem to have any stats. Okay. We don't really... Okay, how do I drop something? So shift, left control to drop a stack. So yeah, we're going to get rid of those. We're also going to get rid of these. Oops. Okay. I can't wear these robes and sandals at the same time, so I guess the robes have boots in them. That doesn't make any sense. Why do robes have boots? You're usually able to wear boots and robes. Oh, I love this floating scabbard for the katana, by the way. Oh my god, it's still floating even when you have the robe. Clearly there's some things that they have to work on. Okay, so the rat meat. So you can see the effects here for these things. If you show details, oh, so you can still actually see. Okay, and then if a thing has like tooth effects or other details like that, you can cycle between seeing the appearance of the thing and its effects. That's cool. And then we have a torch, of course, which I should be able to equip. But one interesting thing is this. I guess you have the damage of the weapon here, but then it's a bit weird that you have the damage of the weapon here, but then in these things you have to go and look here for the effects, but then here you're looking at your skill. I don't know about that. Anyway, magic. We have the Ancestor Guardian. I'm really curious about this one. I would really like to... So what does clairvoyance do? I'm sorry, I just don't remember what this does, and it also doesn't tell me what that is. As if I'm supposed to know what clairvoyance is. Does anyone know in the chat what clairvoyance is? Because I'm not really sure. Obviously I know what restore health does. I wanted to... Okay, so we have self spells. Clairvoyance, like, is that something that's gonna show me the direction of my quest marker or something? Touch spells, we don't have any. We have a flare spell, of course. Okay, so I can put stuff on my shortcut. Yeah, I'm gonna put flare on number 1, and I'm gonna put heal wounds on number 2. For now, we can put Ancestor Guardian. That one's like a special spell that you only get once a day, but And we have resist fire. Is there anything else? I want to check out the map. Map looks cool. Map looks great. Oh, this is actually something really cool. I think you can turn on or off markers that you want to see. Wow, that's... Okay, you know what? That's some really cool stuff. That is a good user experience for the map. Because, you know, maybe I don't want to see all of these entrances in the city, right? I just care about some other stuff that I want to see. And I don't want my map to be cluttered. That's cool. And you have help with tutorials and things. Okay, let's go on. Sorry about... I guess I have to... I'm gonna equip my torch for now, because Yeah, in your journey you can see your character attributes, equip objects, choose spells, and consult your map and quests. So they're calling all of that the journal, I guess. It kind of I'm sorry. I'm not used to pressing R. I keep trying to press E to actually take stuff from containers. I don't know why I'm picking up the rat thing. Okay, we have to... Do we want a bow? Maybe. I'm gonna take these lockpicks. Whether... Oh, I'll take a dagger, sure. I'll take everything from this skeleton. We're gonna put on... I'm just gonna get rid of that. I guess we can keep the dagger. But I wanted to put the shield and the leather stuff. Oh wow, we don't have pants. Well, you know, it is what it is. We'll okay, now we do the lockpicking minigame, which I suck at, by the way. This one's very easy, so I can do it, but actually I'm quite bad at it. Okay, this is how I put it. Did I summon my ancestral ghost somewhere? I don't actually know. Get some more lockpicks if I get everything by accident. I wonder if... No, that's fine. Goblin Shaman. Well, these are good to sell. The key. Let's go. So far, I am impressed with the UI. Equip the clairvoyance spell. Why would you do that? Why would you ask me to? Well, at least I'm gonna find out what the clairvoyance spell does. Right, so clairvoyance is just like, I'm gonna show you where to go if you're stuck like an idiot. Thank you, but Oblivion's actually quite easy. I don't think you're gonna get stuck that easily, alright? It's a very cool effect, like, I'm not gonna lie. That's a very, very cool effect there. More arrows, lockpicks. We don't want heavy armor. Okay. I'm happy with that. Yeah, I was gonna say, I am impressed with the UI of the game. I was afraid that they would take out the charm. You know, they would streamline it and make it more accessible, which, you know, making a UI accessible is absolutely a good thing. Making it more user-friendly. But what they did was actually really cool. Like, the way they combined that sort of like top thing from Skyrim, but then kept this beautiful papery look of Oblivion, and with these like icons, of course, that look very nice, but everything's a lot clearer. I really, really like this. I personally can't say that the Unreal Engine 5 visuals are amazing. It's not, I'm not talking about visual fidelity or anything like that, it's just that there is a thing that Unreal Engine 5 games have a particular look to them, and I think I just hadn't played enough Unreal Engine 5 games when people started to say this before, previously, like, I don't know, some years ago. But I think I understand what they mean now. Um, I played quite a lot of Hogwarts Legacy because I enjoy the game. I enjoy the puzzles and the exploration and stuff. Excuse me. And it I'm looking at these rocks and I'm like, yeah, these look like Unreal Engine 5 rocks. Like this, I kind of feel like I'm in Hogwarts Legacy. I kind of feel like, for example, um, even with this clairvoyance spell, you know, I'll put it on like 5 or something. Oops, sorry about that. I'll put it on 5 or something like that. Like even the clairvoyance spell, I mean, look at it. The way that it looks, the way the particles look, the way that things look, I kind of feel like I'm in Hogwarts Legacy when I cast this spell, and just like the look of the stones, the look of stuff, the way things move, um, the way characters look like it's. I do think they tried to keep as much of Oblivion as they could, but there's only so much stylization that you can do with these kind of more realistic graphics of Unreal Engine 5. And this is one of those things that I was concerned about in that I was concerned about previously, which is that this remaster would take away the charm from the original game. This is way better than what I expected, for sure. I expected something way more Skyrim-like, and I am pleasantly surprised to see that they put a lot of care into making the game look and feel like Oblivion as much as they could, but again, I'm like, I don't know why they chose Unreal Engine 5. I'm assuming that the devs over at Virtuos are proficient at, oops. Sorry, I really... Is there... Sorry. As I said, I'm really bad at the lockpicking minigame. I don't quite know how to do it. So I'm just kind of... I just kind of get lucky. What I was going to say, I don't know why they chose Unreal Engine 5. I'm guessing that the people over at Virtuos, who have proven themselves to be good developers of remasters or remakes, probably are good at using Unreal Engine 5, and maybe that's why they were like, well, you know, this is the engine that we're comfortable developing in, so this is the engine we're gonna develop in, you know. I can't, you know, I can't say. I don't know what to think about it so far, because as I said, Unreal Engine 5 has a particular look to it, and that particular look, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but in this case, when this particular too realistic look is paired with the color balance being a little bit off, it makes Oblivion feel a bit more generic. And also it with the way that certain effects look like and stuff like that, it kind of puts me way more towards the idea that I'm playing Hogwarts Legacy. Which that one I wouldn't necessarily say is a good thing. I don't want to feel like I'm playing I don't want to feel like I'm playing Hogwarts Legacy when I'm playing Oblivion. Because Oblivion's Oblivion, Hogwarts Legacy is Hogwarts Legacy. You know. See, like this fire, these illuminated rocks, if you took away the UI elements on the bottom right that show you the equipped stuff that you have and the little... honestly, you could even keep the compass at the top. But if I just showed you this without those elements, you'd probably think that this is from one of those open world survival craft games or something. you would not be able to say, oh yeah, this is Oblivion. Like this just doesn't, you know what I mean? This looks way too realistic and not Oblivion-like. You prefer Skyrim and Fallout's lockpicking better? Yeah, me too, honestly. That's one of the few things that I prefer from Skyrim, but I genuinely, I'm like, this lockpicking system from Oblivion, I mean, I appreciate that they kept the original lockpicking system in the Oblivion Remaster. I would have felt upset if they changed it. At the same time, I don't like it. You know, I never liked the I never really liked the... I'm sorry, I'm not used to the controls yet of this stuff. At the same time, I didn't like the lockpicking system in Oblivion. It always gave me a headache. It was always frustrating. Yes, I can shortcut items and spells. I already did that. Thank you. Right. What do I do when I press R? Because I keep trying to press R. Okay, so R is my shortcut for stuff. That's good to know. So I keep trying to press R. I think because I played Morrowind, maybe, and R was like opening your magic. But yeah, I think Morrowind was the most recent Elder Scrolls that I played before this. Other than recording a little bit of footage for my Oblivion video. No, I don't think I want to do alchemy. That's not really something that, that I enjoy doing in most games. Like, I might try it out eventually, you know. But I don't really like it in most games. Right, let's just burn these goblins. They're dead. Seems to me. I like how this goblin just like probably spent time to prepare this trap and then just kind of ran right at me, completely just smacking itself with a trap that it made, or probably me or other people who might go through here, or other monsters or animals or whatever. Is that a dead rat? Yeah. Excuse me, I have some trouble with my throat. It's like chronic. It's not something that I can do something about. It's just whenever I speak for more than like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, my throat starts to hurt a little bit. So I'm sorry if you're gonna hear me cough a little bit here and there. It is what it is. Yeah, I mean, the layout is, you know, it's the same, and you can push the logs to kill the goblins and everything. Yeah, I appreciate that, but at the same time, like, so far, I'm not entirely sure why I would choose to play this version over the original. Like, you know, for a bit of change, for a bit of freshness. Yes, I understand playing the remaster. Just because you want to, you want something to look a little bit different. You want something to feel a little. You want it to feel a bit different, right? I get that. So I would understand why you would want to play this version over the original, but in general, would you just continue to play this and replay this version over the original? I don't know. I'm not sure. Because again, there is... I'm not sure. Seemingly, they can see me, but they're just not attacking me. The enemy AI is a little bit... Like, I don't know if the enemy AI is just kind of bad in the tutorial area on purpose, so that you don't die. Or if this is like the case in general. I believe I'm playing on adept difficulty. Where can I see that? Gameplay, yeah. I'm playing on like normal. I feel like goblins should be a little bit more of a problem, shouldn't they? Iron longsword, not very good, but the repair hammer is nice. The controls are a little bit wonky on PC. I will say that. I don't know why, for example, you have the search button, which is F, and it opens this in your thing. I don't quite understand how that works and why they chose these particular buttons to press on the keyboard, and it says enter to take an item. You can also, you know, click on it, but it feels a bit awkward. The default controls feel a bit awkward. I'm not entirely sure how I would. Look at this one. Like, I could just go straight up to her. But she didn't do anything. She barely cast anything at me. Yeah, I don't know. There's... Yeah, we'll take everything, including the vase. That's fine. Like, you know, so far, here's the thing, right? I like Oblivion. I really like Oblivion. Oblivion is my favorite Elder Scrolls. I do also, like, Morrowind is a very, very close second. But I do, like, Oblivion is my favorite because it has really good story. I don't know why my cat is screaming at me. I have a little kitten. Hold on. I'm just gonna pause the game for a second. And I'm gonna go give my cat some food. Okay, she is right behind me on my chair. Hold on. I will just give my cat some food. I'll be right back. Let's go. Alright. I came back. I gave my little kitten some food. She's like almost 5 months old, so she needs a lot of food to eat. But I can't also just leave the food out for her because we have an older cat and she might try to steal the little one's food. We leave it. So I have to be careful of that. Anyway, what I was saying is, yes, I am a huge Oblivion fan, especially because of Oblivion's writing and quests, especially side quests and all that. And also because of the atmosphere in Oblivion. I'm not really getting the atmosphere of Oblivion so far, even though this is the same game that I'm playing. I am getting the nostalgia, obviously, of playing through these moments, through the same areas and whatnot. I could just get the same feeling by actually playing normal Oblivion.
I'm just warming up, you pathetic.
Good.
This is the sword for the
That's not smart.
Damn it! It's that prisoner again. Kill him. He might be working with the assassins.
No, he is not one of them. He can help us. He must help us.
As you wish, sire.
Come closer. They cannot understand why I trust you. How can I listen? I've served the Nine all my... The skies are marked. I know these...
Okay. Now, interesting thing. I'll come back to the discussion about Oblivion versus Oblivion Remaster. It's interesting here, when I choose my birth sign, that it has this one already highlighted. See, this one is highlighted before I've made any choice, and I wonder if that's because I used a bunch of spells during this tutorial part, or if that's just the one that they default to. So, okay, the warrior, 10 points of strength and endurance. I don't know if these are going to be the same. I frankly don't remember the ones from Oblivion that well. I can't remember all of the little details and numbers and things. I'm not good at that. Mage is just fortify magicka by 50. Thief is agility, speed, and luck by 10. Steed is fortify speed. Oh my god, like, already we move so fast. I do not want to move any faster when I run. Like, that is way too fast. I don't know if our speed is going to get taken away after the tutorial. Maybe we're going to be a bit slower, but I don't want to move that fast. No thank you. Those born under the sign of the apprentice. We have increased magicka, but weakness to magic, yes. The shadow, you get moon shadow, greater power, grants invisibility for 60 seconds, used once per day. Ritual, blessed word, forces undead to flee in horror for 30 seconds, multiple times a day at a cost of 40 magicka per points per cast. And Morrow's gift, 200 points of health once per day. Atronach, you don't regenerate magicka, yeah, blah blah blah. The tower key, average difficulty, can be used once per day. And that one. So the Lord, okay, this one's actually kind of interesting. I think they changed this one because I don't remember this one being like this. But those born under the sign of the Lord are more resistant to physical and magic damage. You get your armor rating increased by 15 and your magic resistance by 15%. I like that. I really like that. And of course, the lady is willpower and endurance fortified by 10. The lover's kiss, greater power. And the serpent's spell, greater power. Now, here's the thing about some of these is like, you know, the lover's kiss is a paralysis, and you know, yes, I understand that it's a powerful spell, but at the same time, you have something like the lady or the warrior or the thief that get actual attribute point increases. Especially this one that gets luck increased. It's like these are really good bonuses. And this one just gets, like, the lover just gets a one-time per day use ability and nothing else. No other sort of like passive bonuses. I really like the Lord. I like the armor rating and the magic resistance. It's just such a good thing. It's just solid all around. And I really like the armor rating increase because that means that you can even just, like, if you want, you can just wear robes but still have a pretty decent armor rating. You know, you have something, you have some armor. So that's pretty cool.
The signs I read show the end of my path.
Oh no, what happened
My
to his
death, a necessary end, will come when it will come.
He suddenly, yeah, it's definitely Sir Patrick Stewart. He suddenly became very blurry and, I don't know, weird.
Your stars are not
He didn't
mine.
look like this before.
Today the Lord shall prove a faithful patron in your quest for glory.
Oh, that's interesting. He actually mentioned the Lord specifically. I don't remember if he said that in the original Oblivion or if they had Sir Patrick Stewart record something. I don't know.
My dreams grant me no opinions of success. Their compass ventures not beyond the doors of death. But in your face I behold the sun's companion with such hope, and with the promise of your aid.
Okay.
No
Yeah,
tremendous-
let's move on. I get it.
I
I don't want to look at his weirdly textured, like, I don't know what happened, because before we chose our star sign, he looked fine. His clothing looked fine, and now
You
his...
may as well make yourself
Well-
useful. Here, carry this.
Okay, Boris, I don't care.
Stick close and let us do our job, and you'll be all right.
Anyway, I'm not carrying a fucking torch. Yeah, I don't know why the Emperor looked like that afterward. It's kind of weird.
Take them down! The Emperor's in...
But why do I run so
For
fast?
the blades and the Emperor!
And I just don't like moving that fast. Man, his robes just look weird. Like, I don't know what happened to them, but there's some kind of bug.
Protect the Emperor!
Some kind of visual bug that's going on. Anyway. Oh wow, you guys just... you guys are very proficient. I have to do nothing. I generally just, like, look... I'm just sitting back and watching the blades just decimate these guys. Oh wow, what happened there? Yeah, let's finish this little tutorial, and then we'll get into what I wanted. This door to the sanctum?
Hold up. I don't like this. Let me take a look.
I guess that's what happened. I'm sorry. I didn't remember that it was called the sanctum. If that was what it was called in
Looks clear. Come
the
on.
original.
We're almost through to the
Was
surface.
there like an area transition? Kind of confused. I don't recall, but maybe there is. To be fair, I don't really notice those kinds of things.
Damn it! The gate is barred from the other side. A trap!
This guy's shield
about that side
looks
passage
like
back there?
so out of
We're
place.
the try. Let's go.
I can't say I like it because his blade armor, his blaze armor looks, it's nice and silver, like grayish, right? That's what I mean.
It's a dead end.
And then the
What's your
shield
call,
has all this golden stuff
They're
on it.
behind us. Wait here, sire.
Wait here with the Emperor. Guard him with your life.
Totally.
For the Emperor!
And the Emperor! That's the best you can do.
Yeah,
Show
you
me
guys
what
go
you've
there.
got. Let's get this over.
I can go no further. You alone must stand against the Prince of Destruction and his mortal servants. He must not have the Amulet of Kings. Take the amulet, give it to Joffrey. He alone knows where to find my last son. Find him and close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
What's interesting, it's not just his robes, it's also his hair that has the same...
Bad
Oh,
day.
excuse me. Sorry, I was looking at the Emperor's robes. You didn't have to attack me,
Talos, save us.
Can I search the Emperor's
We
body?
failed. I failed.
In
the blades are
Urge of
sworn to
Oblivion, you're
protect
not
the
allowed, but
Emperor. Now he and
just
all
hoping that
his
I can-
heirs are dead.
I just look
The
at his
amulet.
body.
Where's the Amulet of Kings? It wasn't on the Emperor's body. Strange. He saw something in you. Trusted you. They say it's the dragon blood that flows through the veins of every septim. They see more than lesser men. The Amulet of Kings is a sacred symbol of the Empire. Most people think of the red dragon crown, but that's just jewelry. The amulet has power. Only a true heir of the blood can wear it, they say. He must have given it to you for a reason. Did he say why? Joffrey? He said that? Why? Nothing I ever heard about. But Joffrey would be the one to know. He's the Grand Master of my order. Although you may not think so to meet him, He lives quietly as a monk at Waynon Priory, near the city of Coral. First, you need to get out of here. Through that door must be the entrance to the sewers, past the locked gate. That's where we were heading. It's a secret way out of the Imperial City. Or it was supposed to be secret. Here, you'll need this key for the last door into the sewers. There are rats and goblins down there. But from what I've seen of you, I'm guessing you're an experienced bard. Am I right?
So that's interesting. Based on what we've done, it is assuming that I'm a bard. I don't know why, because I used my blade and mostly destruction magic, so I don't know why it thinks alchemy. I don't know why it thinks illusion. I don't know why it thinks mercantile and speechcraft. Okay, one thing that I'm really, really happy about, look at this. They kept these beautiful, beautiful art pieces of these things. Maybe they remade them. I don't think they remade them. I think these are the originals, just with a little bit of like flair added to them here and there. Look at how cool this is. These looked so cool, and I would have felt like this is exactly one of the things I wanted to see. And I'm so glad that I'm seeing these beautiful art pieces here, because these art pieces, just like, they scream Oblivion to me. You know, there's just something about them that feels so much like Oblivion. If I didn't have these, it would feel wrong. Like, look at these. Wow. Look at these beautiful, beautiful fantasy artworks. Like, look at, oh, so good. So good. Just all of these. You know what the thing is with all of these? All of these could be, like, on the cover of one of those, like, sword and sorcery kind of books. You know? You can totally see, like, this with just, like, a proper background being, like, the cover of a sword and sorcery book. This being, like, the main character. Or, like, an important character or something. We can make our custom class. I generally like to make a custom class myself. I think we're gonna go... Like, I like using a sword and blocking, but that's kind of really easy. It's not really a problem. I think we're gonna go with magic as our specialization. Then we're gonna move on to attributes. And our favored attributes receive an initial +5 bonus. Okay. So, strength affects the damage you deal with melee weapons, including your bare fists. And it defines how much you can carry and slightly increases your maximum health. Intelligence increases your max magicka. That's kind of it. Willpower determines how quickly you regenerate maximum magicka and greatly increases your maximum fatigue. Agility, the amount you deal with, like, daggers, short sword, and bows. Also, so short swords and daggers are with agility, and the other big swords and stuff like that are with strength. We might want to do kind of this, like, daggers, short swords as our, like, blades. Speed, absolutely not. Health and regenerate health, personality, and luck. I think we're gonna go with agility as one of these, and I think either intelligence or willpower. Like, intelligence gets you a bit of max magicka. Willpower makes you regenerate faster and also increases your fatigue. I think since we, you know, sort of get regenerate fatigue a bit faster here, I think we might just want a bit more max magicka to start with. Obviously, we're gonna level these up later anyway, so it's fine. And now we can choose our major skills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. And they get an initial +20 level bonus and increase much more rapidly. Here's the thing. In original Oblivion, and also kind of a thing in Morrowind, you are kind of... It's best for you to choose a major skill that you're not actually using all that much so that you can control when you level up. I don't want to do that. I don't play like that. I don't know why you would play like that, frankly, because the thing is that, everyone was complaining about Oblivion's level scaling problem, but if you're not a completionist, if you're just playing through the game normally, you're probably gonna finish everything that you wanted to finish with one character if you're actually role-playing your character and choosing this sort of interactions that they have, like which quests are they going to do, which places are they going to visit, which people are they going to talk to, and stuff like that, what's stuff that they're actually interested in. If you choose that, then you're probably going to finish everything that you wanted to finish with that character around level 20, 25, maybe 30 at most. At least in original Oblivion. Obviously I don't know how stuff works in this Oblivion, and I didn't have any problems with level scaling at that low of a level, right? At level like 20, 25, something like that. It was absolutely fine. There was any problem. My partner said the same thing, and she's played Oblivion even more than me. So yeah, I don't quite know. I think I'm gonna choose Blade from the combat skills. We might come back and pick up Block as a major skill. I definitely want Destruction and Restoration, my favorites. This is Absorb, Reflect, Dispel, Move Objects. Illusion, no. Conjuration. Now, Conjuration's pretty cool. I like Alteration, though. So I think we're going to go Alteration, Destruction, and Restoration. Those are going to be our main ones. I want to use Light Armors quite well. Speechcraft is quite nice. And I might choose Security just because I'm really bad at that minigame, and having a higher security skill will help me maybe force the locks open or something. Now we're going to go to our overview. You know what? One thing that I wish that they would let you do, and maybe this is something that they could add in a future patch, is in this overview, when you make your own class, your own custom class, I wish that they would let you choose the icon for your class, Because, yeah, I chose to have magic as a specialization, but that doesn't mean that this is the icon that best represents my class. But we're gonna say we are an arcane warrior. I think we'll go with that, arcane warrior. Yeah, that's what we'll go with, arcane warrior class. Yeah, it did change this to look slightly different, but see, I don't know. This kind of just looks like the bard or something like that. It also doesn't look like, it looks like the bard for some reason. It doesn't look. But yeah, like I you can't choose that, but it's fine. We'll just. Yeah, okay. Arcane warrior. Yes, continue. Is there something wrong with my class? Oh, okay. So custom class. If you just wanted to edit that, okay. So you just press continue here. Yes.
Really? I would never have guessed. Still, I don't think you'll have any trouble with rats and goblins. You must get the amulet to Joffrey. Good. I'll stay here to guard the Emperor's. By the way, thanks for recovering Captain Renault's sword.
I didn't want to get Captain Renault's sword. We could, it's fine. We have a steel short sword. We can use that. I'll drop some of these things that aren't that good. Oh, I had leather boots. I guess someone must have dropped them earlier. I didn't see. Alright. Well, for now, I think we're fine. We're just gonna get out of here. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to get away from like speaking characters and just kind of explore the world, so that I can talk about my thoughts about this. Yeah, I don't know what other people are gonna think. I'm definitely gonna make a video about my thoughts once I've played some more hours of this. Like, it's not just what I've played today. I'll also play some more hours tomorrow of this to get a feel of what this remaster is like. Because on paper, it's kind of like, yes, this should be like Bethesda said it. Bethesda wants this to feel like the definitive Oblivion experience. I don't agree that this is the definitive Oblivion experience, right? Because there's... Oh, my game crashed. Send and restart. Hold on. I'm just gonna put this image over here, just so you don't stare at my OBS. And I'll put the game right back up. There we go. The game should be back up now. So we had our first crash of the game. Yay. Wonderful. I was just fighting some goblins. Yeah, what I was gonna say is that Bethesda wants this to be considered the ultimate, Oblivion experience, whatever. The best way to experience Oblivion. I don't necessarily agree. Because as I said, even though the developers have clearly taken some care to try to make this game look and feel... Oh, that was interesting. I did like a sort of stabby attack. So if you do a longer attack, it seems that you're kind of you have this like... See, you do this like little stabby thing. Anyway, even though the developers took care to try to make the game feel... I'm gonna quick save now. That I got a crash. I'm like, oh god. I got a quick save, just so that we don't lose a lot of progress. It still has that Unreal Engine 5 look. It still has a bit of a feel that's different from Oblivion. So I would say, as long as Oblivion is still playable on modern hardware, I would prefer to play the original for, I would tell someone, no, don't play the, unless I knew that person was a snob who was like, oh my god, I can only play games that look good, and Oblivion, the original one, looks really bad. If they're that kind of person, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, just play the remaster, because otherwise you're not going to play Oblivion at all. You're not going to enjoy it. But if they're not that kind of person, I would at the very least tell them, try out the original Oblivion. You're probably going to find it quite cheap, either on Steam or GOG, and it can still play just fine. Personally, I don't even play with any mods at all. I don't think. I just have it on Steam, and it works. So, as long as... Oh yeah, we got to see the loading screen a bit more. It looked very cool. But as long as it still works, I would still probably recommend for a person to first play the original Oblivion, and then you can also play this one, right? Like, if you like Oblivion, if you love Oblivion, here's one thing that I just hope I'm not gonna get inundated by those DLC quest entries, because usually when you in original Oblivion, when you leave the sewers, that's kind of what happens. Damn, what is going on with my graphical settings. Hold on. There is something... Whoa. Hold on. My computer doesn't... My computer doesn't appreciate something. I don't know what space reflections, screen space reflections are, so I'm going to turn those off. I mean, these should be fine. Let's try TAA or TSR. No, TAA for anti-aliasing. Okay, that made things stop being weird. So I think I did a good thing. If you really like Oblivion, if you really love Oblivion, then absolutely play this. Whee! We're in the water. Wonderful. Look at this. I really... I can't catch the fish. Very upset. Anyway. Vilvern discovered. Well, that's... you know, I like a lot of the stuff that they added to this remaster, but there's also some things that I don't think they can change. You know, the Unreal Engine textures, some of the stuff. Yeah, so the only instance where this version would be preferable is a Silent Hill situation where they lost the OG source code, and the OG game becomes rare, hard to find, or expensive. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that, Robbie. You know, if that game is somehow, you know, if the original somehow becomes something that you can't play anymore, or it's harder to find, or you can't buy it, then I understand, yeah, you know, it's preferable to play this as opposed to play no Oblivion, but I still prefer the original more. Is this an enemy? I think this is an enemy.
Jump on my sword while you can. Now you will know pain.
Whoa! Hold on, there's another bandit over here. Game's a little bit stuttery for me. I'm not sure if it's the graphical settings still that are just causing my game to be a little bit laggy or something. But it certainly feels a little bit weird. Ooh, there we go. Some pants, because I did not have pants on my character. So let's put on some pants. We also have some laced leather pants if we want them. And I think this leather shield is just like more expensive than the rough one, but overall it has the same stats. We'll drop that one anyway. It's fine and all, you know. It's Oblivion, with some changes, but I also heard some other people talking about this as well, and I think that they're kind of right, which is like, Oblivion, the original game, has so many mods. So if someone made a mod list that just updated some of this game's problems and like fixed some bugs and whatnot, and there's also quite a lot of things that make the game look better, like updated textures and stuff like that, and higher resolution things. You can probably still just play Oblivion, and it's also going to look better. Not to mention, we're going to get very soon, sometime this year, we're also getting Skyblivion, which is made by modders and actual fans of Oblivion, instead of, you know, professional game developers who are contracted to do this. So, I think Skyblivion is probably gonna feel better than this. Honestly, I don't know, right? Skyblivion does have to work within the...
You're outmatched, elf.
Skyblivion does have to work within the limits of the Skyrim engine, the Skyrim creation engine, or whatever that one's called. So, you know, they the creators of Sky Oblivion, the people working on it, might have problems, might have like certain things that they can't do because of the fact that they're working within the creation engine. Whereas Virtuos working in Unreal Engine 5 and just remaking kind of the game from kind of remaking the game in some ways from scratch, they might have just like a better time with stuff, being able to change stuff like these things, like the attacks, the impact feeling, the reactions of enemies and stuff. Although enemies seem kind of like really stupid right now, like the enemy AI is like really not responsive. I was right behind that character and there was nothing. Wow, look at this Iron Claymore. You know, again, I'll say some of these things, some of the visuals look impressive, like like he just put his weapon away. Oh, I guess he just like put his dagger to equip his dagger instead. I don't know. Enemy AI is kind of weird. You know, this is one of those things that I would expect an Oblivion Remaster that actually changed some stuff about the game. I would expect this to feel a lot better. I would expect combat to feel a lot better than in original Oblivion, because that would be another reason why you may want to play this game over Oblivion, over the original, would be because you want to experience the improved combat. But so far, the combat isn't really that improved. I'll say it, you know? Like, it feels a little bit more impactful when you attack with your weapon, although not much, because your attacks are still super fast considering, you know, it doesn't necessarily feel like you have a weight. The thrust attack feels good. The other attacks, I still feel like my weapon is kind of a weightless pool noodle. So, I don't know. I don't know what to think. Yeah, you know, if the combat really felt good, and it felt much better than the original combat, that would be, you know, once again, that would be a reason why you would... I didn't even notice these balls here. That would be another reason why I would want to play this one over original Oblivion. But right now, there's this character who didn't even see me earlier. Like, I had to walk up and just, like, make a racket and, you know, and just, like, kill his friends and stuff. And only afterwards did he, Hold on. Let me... Like, look at that. That bandit just sat there on that chair for a while before, you know, before deciding to attack me. My ancestor guardian is not doing anything. Hello? Can you, like, go? Can you, like, go? Hello? Like, go attack my enemy. Oh my god. What is happening? Like, my ghost looks like it's not doing anything at all. Is it even able to attack, or not?
You move like a pregnant cow.
For a helmet, I don't think I have a helmet. I just had, like, a hood, but it doesn't do anything. I can get rid of it now. I mean, this looks kind of cool, though, I will say. But I'll just put the fur helmet for now. Oh my god, I look so terrible with that fur helmet on. Oh my god. I look so bad. As a dark elf, like, look at that. Like, that is a very angry dark elf. Who's not happy to be wearing a fur helmet. But that's what we've got so far. These bandits, that's what they have. I'm just gonna heal myself up a little bit more.
You move like a pregnant cow.
Excuse me? This bandit just told me I move like a pregnant cow. I think. I'm not sure. I don't think... I think that must be something new. New voice line. Because I don't remember... I feel like I would remember that from original Oblivion. Is my ass kicking up? Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that ProCD's kit. Where it was just like... You just... The worst clothes ever. Just looking like absolute trash, but it's like, that's my ass kicking outfit. But yeah, the other guy ignored me throwing flares in his direction. It's, yeah, the AI is the AI is something in this game so far. Again, this is something that can be fixed with patches later on. This looks very cool though. Look at how beautiful that looks. The Iliad ruins actually for some reason don't suffer from the same problem as the sewers area suffered from, which was like, oh, it looks too much like something generic. But I think this is because the Iliad ruins were such a unique and sort of special feeling thing even within Oblivion, with these specific little elements of design, of like architecture around them and everything. It would be kind of hard to mess them up, you know what I mean? Even if you're remaking them, you're making new assets that are high fidelity and all of that. It's kind of hard to mess this up because they just look so cool in the original game too, and so unique. So I think this is why Iliad ruins look really, really beautiful. They do this I feel like I'm in Oblivion here. Not so much when the enemies are just like ignoring me and not attacking me. You know, Oblivion AI isn't the most intelligent, but it's not that stupid. Also, I kind of just feel like I'm running even backwards. Like, even when I'm just, like, running backwards, I'm... Wow, this guy kind of, like, healed himself fully. Did you see that? He was, like, almost dead. And then he kind of healed himself right back up. That was kind of cool. I feel like I moved too fast, especially for the beginning of the game, and considering the fact that you can improve your speed through your, like, acrobatics and athletics and... Well, acrobatics is about jumping. Athletics is about speed, and running and stuff like that. I move too fast. The AI is kind of just stupid. Is this just like a little... Hold on. Let's take a look at... Do we not have a local map? There was a local map in... Toggle details? No. Hold on. Is there no... Okay. I had to zoom in, like, all the way. Because I was like... One thing that's really weird is... Here's the thing. You can't, like, zoom out on this map. So you zoom out just once, and it takes you out of it. This is really unfortunate. Because, like, I can't really see very much of the map. Okay, so we're gonna go back. Oh my god, I have to zoom all the way back in again. This is, Oh no. No! No, you can't do that! You can't make me... Okay, so why is it saying that there is a way to go forward? Like, to go right here? Yeah, that NPC was the smartest so far, because he actually did something I guess I must have sat... Oh, this pressure plate. Okay. There is some blood over there, by the way. I don't know what that's about. I was just making sure that one was dead over there. What happened to this bandit? We don't really know. Probably got killed by some skeletons or something. But this room is suspiciously empty. Suspiciously empty room. Oh god, oh god. No, 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 no. I do hate the zombies. I do hate the zombies. They are awful in Oblivion, the original, and they are awful in this one. I do not like the way that they look. Ew. They are quite unnerving. Honestly, even the zombie was smarter than the other one, than the other bandits, because the zombie saw me immediately and started running at me. You know, albeit slowly, but running at me nonetheless. This one attacked me. Okay, let's switch to melee here. My apparel is broken. What's broken? My cuirass. I should have a repair hammer. So that's about it. We could not repair our stuff for much. But actually, that was really cool. Did you see that repair screen? I kind of wish that I was in that repair screen for a little longer than just focusing on what I needed to do. Because it looks really nice. I don't want to sit on that just yet. Just wanted to check these first. Loot. I can see... Here's what I'm going to say. I can see promise in this remaster. I can see a lot of potential for this to be... to actually become the best way to experience Oblivion. I can see it if they adjust some stuff about the colors, maybe even the textures in some places a little bit to make them look as beautiful and Oblivion-like as they did here with the Iliad Ruins. If they fix the enemy AI, which is just really quite bad so far. And like, you know, I can increase the difficulty, but as far as I know, the only thing that increasing the difficulty will do is just increase the health and damage of the enemies, you know. Look at that. Look at this. Like, I understand that this is a skeleton archer, but it was already at a range from me, and it just decided to just walk, like, from here to here, just like a few steps, and then shoot at me. I don't quite think that that's... I don't think that that's supposed to do. All the female orcs and Nords are voiced by Linda Carter, the Wonder Woman. She was Wonder Woman from the 70s. Wow, that's really cool. I had no idea. I knew that she voiced some stuff, like, but I didn't know that she voiced characters in Oblivion. That's really cool. I wonder if, because they did say, I also feel like my skills are increasing way too fast. But they did say that they added extra, they said that they added some extra voice lines to the game. I'm wondering if they got some people to return, and we'll go there in a second. I'm wondering if they got some people to return and continue to do voice acting of, like, just adding extra lines for the characters that they voiced, or if they got some new voice actors to replace some of the old ones in terms of, like, minor characters like bandits and stuff like that. I also don't really know what to think about added voice lines because, you know, could you get the original writers from Oblivion to write you those voice lines? Because otherwise, I feel like you, and even if you get the same writers, they're not the same people as they were 20 years ago. So they're not gonna. Wow, that's really interesting. I'm kind of fascinated by the fact that your equipment seems to deteriorate quite quickly. This is one aspect of this remaster that I'm kind of really into. You know, you get attacked and these things are kind of going down. I'm not sure if just because these are rough, maybe it's because like these are, because I'm already at apprentice rate, so light armor I wear degrades at a normal rate. But it's very interesting. I think that these, because they are rough, maybe they have some kind of invisible, um, some kind of invisible penalty related to the fact that they are made out of, they're rough items. They're not good quality items. Maybe that's why their durability is going down lower, faster. Although, the Greaves as well seem to have taken quite a beating. I don't know if they were already very damaged when I got them. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to go. See, again, this is one of those things I'm like, well, in regular Oblivion you wouldn't have had to do that to get there. Well, do I want to open this? Because first of all, it's I'm just gonna auto attempt this. Look, I auto attempted it and I succeeded. Yeah, it's way better than. Yeah, I like a lot. I do like things here, as I was saying. I'm just gonna auto attempt these until it works. Like, it's probably gonna be the same amount or even faster. Like, I will attempt easy locks, maybe, but honestly, even those, the auto system could probably do it. Is there a reason to go in there? Because I'm not even seeing, I'm just seeing a skeleton in here. I am seeing something in there, so let's just go in here. Yeah, these skeletons don't really have much, do they? Yeah, I think what I was talking about earlier was like, I enjoy the combat system. Like, I can see what they were trying to do, and I do think that if they improve the enemy AI, it would feel a lot better than original Oblivion combat. Absolutely. I don't think it's a very high bar. Original Oblivion combat wasn't really the thing that, it wasn't really the best thing in the world, even for its time. You know what I mean? It was fine and all, but I think that generally speaking, what made Oblivion so beloved by people was the fact that it was so big and beautiful for the time and interesting looking. You had interesting things to do, Same reason really why people like Skyrim too. Skyrim doesn't have an amazing combat system. It's fine. Especially it's fine for its time, but it's not amazing. It's not groundbreaking or anything like that. But it does its job, and it lets you experience the world, it lets you explore, it lets you do things the way that you want to do them and all that. It's fine. Did I come from here? Yeah, I came from the water, sorry. Let's go. But I appreciate, like, I will say this Virtuos version, well, I'm not really sure how much Virtuos developed this, how much Bethesda also worked on it. I can't say, I can't tell, but I will say that this version has so far the best bones of a combat system in an Elder Scrolls game. I think there's a lot of problems, and if those problems aren't fixed, then no, it's not good. But if those problems were fixed, it would be really good. Hold on a second. All right, did we explore everything that we could from here? I think so. So we're gonna leave the area. Now I don't know if we explore. God, I have to zoom in again. They should keep the zoom at the last level that you left it at. Or honestly, when you are in a one of these dungeons, interior things, if I open the map, I want to see... If I open the map, I want to see the map, you know what I mean? I don't want to see... I think my greaves were a little bit low, too. If I can just switch them to something better. I don't want to have to do that every single time I want to look at where I am. Oh. and I, you know, I want to look at where I am fairly often, especially in one of these Iliad ruins, because they're quite difficult to navigate. I'm trying to go forward there. Yeah, good bone, weak muscles. That's exactly right. That is exactly right. It's... I appreciate the effort. Still needs a lot of work. And this is actually, like, I'm not sure how much Bethesda was, like, not marketing this game because they wanted to shadow drop it, like, as an actual marketing decision. Maybe there was some intentional leaks to get people excited. I don't know if that was the case, or like I said in my video about why I was worried about this remaster. One of the things I said was, well, what if Bethesda looked at the quality, at the state that this game was in, and was like, it's not really good enough for us to spend a lot of money to market it. So we're just going to let it be for now. And we're going to hope that people are going to buy it because it's Oblivion, because it's Bethesda, it's Elder Scrolls, and maybe eventually the game can also be fixed with patches, and people aren't going to be too negative towards it because it's Oblivion, because of the nostalgia and all of that. I don't know. Let's read this note. Some of the men were worried about these old ruins being haunted, but Mephala take them. The spot's going to be perfect for ambushing merchants along the road, and all under the nose of the Imperial Legion. Finally got some of those big blue stones down today. Berenice got the idea to shoot them down with her bow. Got them all here with me. I don't know what they are, but they stink of magicka. But it'll fetch a nice price with the Mages Guild. 2 coins, and that Khajiit from Vardenfell set up their camps down in the tomb. Fine by me, spares the rest of us the smell. That's really racist. 2 coins ran up today. The Khajiit's gone missing. Swore to the 9 that you could hear claws scrabbling at limestone, but nothing's down there. I'm guessing she got tired by the smell and snuck out overnight. 2 coins stench could peel shells off mudcrabs. I'm surprised she hung around that long. Unfortunately, we kind of found that Khajiit. She was just dead in the ruins. That's this particular bandit was just racist and kind of nasty. To that poor other bandit who got killed. And you know, I know these are bandits, right? These are bandits. These are not nice people. But I mean, you know, they got killed. They got killed. Yeah, hopefully what would have been the marketing budget goes into paying for the patches. You're right, Robbie. Like I wish for that too. That, you know, Bethesda clearly didn't put a lot of money into this themselves, like to market it, to get it out there to people. Hopefully they can give some more money and time and stuff to Virtuos and let them fix this game. Because it would be a shame. It would be a real shame um, if they're not allowed to fix it. If they're, you know, or if they just don't have the money, the resources to keep going. You know, they obviously developers need money. They need money to be able to pay their bills and everything, and so obviously they would. I would hope that they are given the opportunity to work on this game for, I don't know, at least a year. Probably it's gonna take them quite a long time to fix everything that's wrong. Wow, the lighting is really weird. This is extremely yellow and it hurts my eyes. I don't know what it looks like on your monitor. Maybe I have some weird monitor settings, but this looks extremely yellow. It's very unpleasant for my eyes. Let's see. I noticed that there was a bed. I realized that there was a bed in the ruins, and I have the level up screen, but I just noticed that now. I'm gonna assume that there isn't a little camp around here that I could use to... Man, also when I'm in the open world, my computer starts screaming. So, I don't know what that's about. Chest. Wow. It has nothing in it. Ooh. Wow, a jewelry box that has 5 gold. Truly. I realized that I have to level up screen, and I didn't notice it until now. You hope that it's a New Vegas situation where they only get the bonus to fix things if they get a certain Metacritic score. I mean, I hope they're gonna get a good Metacritic score. Oh, like not like, yeah, because I'm like, I don't I don't want them to get a bad score or a good score or something, you know, and then Bethesda being like, it's good enough, doesn't need fixing. Because I want this to be fixed, you know. I like it overall. I know that I've been quite critical of some things, but that doesn't mean I don't like it. I'm critical towards every game I play. That's just how I analyze games. I tend to be quite critical even of my favorite games. But I really like it, and I want it to be better. Like I can see myself playing this a lot. Oh, is this another bandit? Okay, this is a highwayman. So bandit by it.
Part where you fall down
Hold on, my sword kind of just like got stuck. I don't know why, but I was like blocking or something, and then I wanted to attack with my sword, and my sword kind of just wasn't moving. And it took like a few seconds for my character to be able to do anything. I guess that's another bug. I'm not sure what kind of bug that is, though. Man, a lot of these bandits have lockpicks. I guess it makes sense. They like to open locked doors and chests when they steal from people. But I'm a little bit surprised at how many lockpicks I've been able to find. So New Vegas missed the goal by like 5 points, so that they would get these bonus to fix stuff. So that's why there's still bugs in the game. Oh, I didn't know that. I wasn't aware of that. Man, that sucks. I mean, here's the thing though. I think that most of the people who would count towards that Metacritic score. Like if we're talking about the reviewers Metacritic score, not the user Metacritic score, I think most of the people who would be reviewing the game would be fans of Oblivion and would probably be, you know, kind of like us, of like being like, wow, this has the potential of being really, really good, and I want it to be better, and so I'm gonna talk nicely about it. I'm gonna talk nicely about the things that it does well, in the hopes that people are also gonna the things that aren't working so well and fix them. Yeah, look at these. These statues look really nice. Wow, a wolf. I was admiring the statue. Do you mind? I'm sorry, I keep like upgrading my skills. Who is attacking me, by the way? Oh. You. Oops. Hold on. Also, like, that skeleton had almost killed me. But he backed off in respect because he saw me healing. I don't know what to say about that. That doesn't seem right. That doesn't quite seem right, I don't think. Yeah, so it's likely the critic score. Okay. Even if it is the case, like it was at the time with new... yeah, so I'm gonna say I don't... Even if there is something related to a Metacritic score, in terms of like a bonus that they get or something, I would think that there's two reasons why Bethesda would still likely give them, probably from the initial contract already, a bonus of like some bonus time and money for that time to keep working on the game after release. It's because they probably learned their lesson with New Vegas. Because New Vegas, even if it didn't have the Metacritic score that it had to have, people loved New Vegas. It's probably the Fallout, the version of Fallout that people talk about the most. You know, it's like a cult classic kind of thing. I don't even know if I should call it a cult classic or if it's like actually quite popular. I can't say, you know, because I know that I'm part of the niche that enjoys Fallout New Vegas, but I don't know if it's a niche or if there's enough people who actually love the game and play the game for it to be considered popular. But nevertheless, it gets talked about a lot, and Bethesda certainly likes people talking about their games a lot. So I think they would have learned at least a little bit from that lesson, and they would give these people at least like 6 months, maybe a year post-release to keep working on it, regardless of the score. I would say so. I don't know. I don't really know how these contracts work when you're contracting an external team. Because, you know, if you have a team within your own studio, you can kind of decide on the spot after the game's release. You're just like, okay, any super major bug fixes like crashes and stuff, work on those, and we'll reevaluate like after 1 month or 2 months or 3 months to see where you are at and if you should still work on the game after. But if you have a contract with like an external company, you kind of have to tell them in advance how much they should be working, because obviously there's people to pay there, and if they know they don't have if they know they don't have the they're not going to keep working on a thing, I think they might have to decide to work on a different project and find a different project and stuff. So you kind of have to tell them ahead of time. Most of the Fallout fans, you know, are big New Vegas fans. Yeah, that's the same with me. But then again, you know, I'm like, well, do I know a lot of New Vegas fans because there's a lot of New Vegas fans, or because I am a Fallout New Vegas fan. I cannot repair items when enemies are nearby. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I will kill the skeleton, and then we can repair our barrel, which is broken. That makes perfect sense. Well, the fur boots... Oh wow, look at that. There's like a cool kind of lighting up effect on the left and right sides. This looks nice. This looks... Oh. Were there like... Did the item look a bit different? Or was it just me? Or was it just like a... That's interesting. To me, it looked like when the fur helmet was lower durability, it kind of looked different to me. I'm not sure if it was just a graphical glitch or that was actually the case. It was kind of interesting. Let's hope that we can find a bed to sleep in to eventually level up here, because I can just wait. I can't like sleep. I have to find an actual bed to sleep in. But this is a fort, so that's why I came in here, because I was like, well, if this is a fort, it has to have a place with beds. I mean, hopefully, right? We'll check it out. This looks more like a tomb to me than a fort. But I guess you can have a place where you bury some important warriors and nobles and stuff. Old wooden door. Oh, there's ghosts here. I'm gonna attack the ghost with this fire spell with the flare, because I'm not actually sure that I can attack it with a regular weapon. Probably I should have tried, right, before I did that, but look at this skeleton. This skeleton, like, I was pelting that ghost with the flare, and the skeleton did not give a singular shit. The skeleton just didn't care. Flammable touchstone. It's interesting. Hold on. We have a spell which we can learn, which is, not only is it fire damage per touch for 5 seconds, it also inflicts a weakness for 5 seconds to fire. I like that spell. Hold on. Let's add it. It is... Wait, I like that the scrolls are also here. I don't remember if that was also the case in regular Oblivion. Yeah, you know what? The Ancestor Ghost, I'm sorry to say, was kind of shitty. So we're gonna put on... How do I... I don't know why I couldn't choose it, but I managed to do it. I don't know, there was a weird bug where I couldn't choose the thing that I wanted. Shortcut for my spell, but it worked out in the end. It's okay. I do like the glowy ectoplasm. Lots of cool visual effects in here. Definitely for magic, I think it looks pretty good. Mostly, you know. Yes, I understand, Bethesda, that you want me to level up, but unfortunately I have not found a bed yet, so you're gonna have to wait on that. And also, okay, hold on. There was I tried to press like a different button because I thought maybe there's a different way to open this local map. Wow, there were no beds in this fort. this was more of a tomb than a fort. So, unfortunately, and it's just wait, I don't think... Yeah, I can't sleep, so... We'll have to go somewhere else. I really, you know, I don't know for how much longer I'm going to be streaming because it is quite late in... oh wow, it is almost 6 a.m. It's almost 6 a.m. where I am. And I started streaming quite late. But before I stop streaming, I do want to, at the very least, find a place to level up. I guess we can go in a city. And we can rent a room at an inn. Let's go to... Hold on. Let's go to Leowin. This is one thing that I also kind of wish they wouldn't do, which is that you can just fast travel to all of these cities before you unlock them on the map, like before you actually go there. I don't know why they didn't do that. Like, I don't know why they didn't change that. Wow, look at that. It's so pretty. That is so cool. You can see these from outside. Whoa. Beautiful. Are these supposed to be the other way around? Like, are you supposed to just read them from inside the... Well, it's very pretty. What I wanted was to see if there is a lodge. Perfect. Yeah, I prefer discovering the cities myself. I understand it's kind of like, well,
there.
in the original...
What's going on
Oh
with
my
you?
god, hold on.
I ran into some goblins in the woods not long ago. Nasty little beasts.
Horrid beasts. I hate the things.
Good day.
Bye.
Oh, hell yes. They kept these fun conversations
Well
that
met.
people have. Oh, I love that. I just sometimes I just love going into one of these places like an inn or tavern or something and just sitting down on a chair and just listening to all the people who come and talk to each other. It's so fun. But yeah, like I understand about the fast travel thing, why they kind of kept it like in vanilla Oblivion, because in Oblivion you could just start fast traveling between all of the cities once you got out of the sewers. I don't think it's as fun as discovering them for yourself, but at the same time, maybe they didn't want to change too much about original Oblivion if they could just keep that in the game. And, you know, it might be something like maybe they want to, if the game sells well, if the game is received well, they might want to add a survival mode to Oblivion, just like they have one in Skyrim. Maybe that's something that they're thinking about. And in survival mode, they would do the thing with no fast traveling at all. Maybe that could be a thing. I don't know. Let's see. Who owns the...
Welcome, stranger, to the Five Claws. Food and beds, cheap and good. But most of all, your hostess promises always clean.
Always clean.
Witsadutsi gives you her guarantee. Everything clean, always, or you do not pay.
I always love the Argonian voices in Elder Scrolls, particularly like in Oblivion. I do love those. So I would like a bed.
There's a bed for you if you need it. A mere 10 gold for the night.
Absolutely, we have way more than 10 gold, I'm sure.
Very well. Room number 2, just near the entrance. If you need food or drink, let me know.
Very nice. We can ask about
care.
stuff later. It's room number 2. Wonderful. Thank you. We can... well, I can read this. Rooms and food at the Five Claws Lodge. Let someone else watch the hatchlings tonight. We'll serve you fresh fish. We'll even cook it for an extra fee. for a extra fee. It's supposed to be an extra fee. Okay. Just wanted to check stuff. Now, see, I don't know why these drawers count as stealing. Because it's like, what if I want to put stuff in there because this is my room that I'm renting? Hold on. Okay, let's sleep 1 hour. Just a 1 hour to level up. Oh, hold on. My cat just ascended onto my desk, and she's not supposed to be there. 12 virtues left. What does that mean? I'm sorry. Virtues that I'm assuming these are the points that you have, but that's such a weird. That's such a weird word to use. Like, just say points. Just say points. There's really no reason for that to be called virtues. Okay, choose 3 attributes to increase. Well, we're saying that agility increases the power of our agility increases the power of our short swords, sort of daggers, short swords, that kind of thing, and also bows if you want to use them. Intelligence increases our mana. Oh, our magicka, I'm sorry. I'm used to other games. We might want to increase our willpower a little bit. I think that's what we're going to go for. We're going to increase our willpower for a little bit. So I had 12 total points, so I could max out 2 of them and put 2 points in this one. I'm not sure, like, is there... Are some of these going to cost more? Hold on a second. Yeah, so see, there's an interesting thing. Luck seems to cost 4 points to unlock, to increase by 1 point. Oh, that's interesting. And I'm assuming that maybe some of these other attributes also will cost more to level up as they are higher. Like, if you, let's say, maybe from 50 intelligence onwards at my next level up, it's going to cost more to upgrade my intelligence. That's kind of interesting. I'm still going to go with the same thing, but it's very interesting as well that luck is very hard to increase. Hold on a second, my cat is doing something that she's not supposed to. Okay. An interesting level up screen so far. And I'm assuming attributes are the only thing that you're doing. Yeah. But definitely interesting. Now, there is one thing that I would like to see in help. Maybe it's gonna tell me. Leveling up. Okay. Let's read. This is like one of the only times that I'm actually looking stuff up in a help screen. So yes, you can level up. It's not telling me about leveling up more, because I was just curious, do you always get 12 points? Whenever you level up, do you get 12 points to spend, or... hold on, let me see. This is just about how attributes help you. Leveling up doesn't really tell me. Increasing your attributes, okay. So, when you... Athena. I'm sorry, my cat's right behind me. I don't know what she's doing. When you level up, you are given the opportunity to distribute virtues to increase your attributes. You can assign up to 5 virtues into any attribute. Each virtue assigned to an attribute increases it by 1. Luck is an exception, as it requires 4 virtues to increase by a single point. It is up to you how you distribute the virtues, but you may only increase 3 attributes per level up. Alright. So let me count these. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I think it's always going to be 12 points based on the fact that they're showing these 12 here. They're showing the 12 there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah. So it's always going to be 12 points whenever you level up that you have to spend on increasing your attributes. But it says that all of the other attributes don't actually scale up. Like, you're not gonna have to invest 2 points into intelligence just to increase it by 1 point. I wonder if maybe they should have done that to make it a bit harder to max out your attributes. I would have certainly done that if I were to make it. Because the luck thing is really cool, right? Because it always requires this amount. You could just make it so that the other attributes just cost 1 point, and then once they reach 50, they cost 2 points, and then once they reach like 75 or 80, they cost 3 points, but never 4 points. Like, luck is always like gonna cost the most. And it could even cost like 5 virtues once it gets past a certain number or something. It's interesting. I certainly like this way better than I like the original Oblivion level up system, because in Oblivion, as well as in Morrowind, those level up systems encouraged min-maxing to such an extent that it was actually kind of upsetting for players who weren't min-maxing sometimes. Because you had to do something that felt really unnatural, felt really unintuitive, right? You would think, oh yeah, I'm just going to choose my major skills, things that I use a lot, things that I want to increase as fast as possible, and I'm going to choose my minor skills, or some other skills if that's a thing, to be stuff that I use less often, because I don't need them to be as high as a level, and I don't need to increase the level as soon as possible. Whereas all the min-maxers and people who know how these games work are going to tell you, no, you actually had to choose your major skills as things that you could very purposefully level up at certain moments when you wanted to level up, so that you could maximize the amount of points that you got and the amount of points by which you could increase a certain attribute by. Like this, you just get 12 points, and you can assign them however you'd like to your attributes. I really like that. I think that's a really nice way to do it. And it takes away that element of which was a problem of balance in the previous games, which it was a problem of design in the previous games. So that's nice. I certainly like that.
Hi there.
I appreciate what they did with the level up.
Spare a coin for the infirm?
Sure.
I'm only asking for enough to feed me kids. Thank you, kind sir. Blessings of Arche upon you.
I gave a coin to the bearer. She was just very nice, but I don't remember hearing that voice in original Oblivion, so I'm assuming that is a new voice. I don't know why. I don't quite know why they needed to add that, but, well, because I also don't know why a Khajiit would talk like that specifically. Anyway, let's just check this this chapel from the inside, because I really wanted to see these beautiful stained glass windows. Look at that. Julianos. Wow. This is really cool. Akatosh. Wow. See the colors. Now here's the thing. They made such beautiful colors. Oh god, they're sorry, the NPCs are talking about stuff and I can't talk about that.
No doubt.
People are subdued, troubled. A crisis like this tests the people's faith.
Ah, they say a whole island with an inhuman statue appeared near Breville.
Well, they're talking like quite a lot. Let's go a bit farther away from them. I was gonna say, look, they knew how to use really nice and beautiful and saturated colors and, like, stuff that looks really vibrant and beautiful for these. So I'm a bit confused of like, well, why did they make the lighting and the colors, the color balance outside look so yellow and kind of washed out? If this can look so cool and beautiful inside, why does outside look bad? Why does it look outside bad? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, but wow. Now see, here's the thing. When it rains, it looks good. When it's raining, it looks perfectly fine. So I think it's just a thing about the sunlight. They have to fix the sunlight a little bit. But let's just walk a little bit through Leowin. Look at the houses. This is one of my favorites. I really like the colors, the different color houses. And I like these trees. Like, it's just a very, very beautiful city. Also, the cities in Oblivion are, I think, one of my favorite parts of the game, and one of those things that I really appreciate about the game, because it has some of the most interesting, unique looking cities, and it's just a joy to explore them. It's just a joy to walk around and look at stuff, even in original Oblivion, and of course even more so here, where everything looks even more beautiful. But I think that's where I'm going to leave you with this stream for tonight. I might stream again tomorrow night. I'll have to see. I'll have to see what I need to do, because I might have to work on the actual video talking about my thoughts about the game tomorrow, based on how much I'm going to play the game tomorrow. We'll see. But thank you very much for tuning in and getting to experience this remaster with me for the first time, just getting my raw, unfiltered thoughts. And, if I stream again, I will let people know in my posts. So if you want, you can subscribe if you aren't already. And I'm going to definitely post ahead of time whether or not I'm going to stream. And then I think if you have the notifications, you should be notified that I'm live. I'm not entirely sure if you do, but hopefully you do. So anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you have a nice evening or afternoon or morning, wherever you are. I don't know. It's 6 a.m. for me, so I have to go to sleep. Yeah, thank you very much for coming along and hanging out with me. Bye.